Imagine a leprechaun just started walking up to you and stealing your money out of your pockets because you had no arms. Without context, that sounds really strange, but with context, it's also really strange. Keeps getting stuck on the door. It's not working. Here's my job. Check my comments to see if anyone commented anything new, and then I see no new comments, and I get really disappointed. It's like, oh. Doing statistics, sometimes I just click random like buttons until I get the right answer so that I can skip through it without reading it. Don't give me multiple choice questions, okay? I want to actually think about what I'm doing. Because if I know I won't fail by getting an incorrect answer, I'm just gonna click random buttons till I get the right answer. Ah, damn. That yawn was just from the depths of my soul. Fist of fury. Something I think about sometimes is I really want to try kickboxing, but I also know that I don't learn very well in groups because I get very distracted very easily. So I would learn more if I did one-on-one training type personality. Same thing with dance. I never really learned that well in groups. As soon as I found out if you talk to people, you can make them your friends. Get distracted way too easily, way quick. But also at the time I was extremely lonely, so I had no friends at one point, and I was just like, okay. But I probably still would have continued talking to some of the people that I knew back in like elementary and middle school and high school. But I don't think they want to contact me. So I'm not going to bother or put effort into it. But I also think I was started recording and now my camera's glitching out even worse than before. Wonder if this will. I'll just have to keep an eye on the battery of my computer now. I usually plug it in when I record and leave it unplugged every other second because, well, sweet, sweet. So lucky, lucky, I'm so lucky, lucky, I'm so lovely, lovely, I'm so lovely, lovely, I'm so, I'm so help. Hey, I just wanna say that. So lucky, lucky, I'm so lucky, lucky, I'm so lucky. A lot of people come to KFC drunk or high. That's just a fact. But my restaurant's also right next to the dispensary, so it kind of makes sense. I always think about is if you're not going to be around your children, don't have them. Because then they're just going to be upset all the time because they don't get your time. Kids want their parental love, not just one, but both. piece of advice I gave to my friends is that's why consent and stuff is all about talking for hours about your standards and where you stay. It's a lot of talking. You should understand the boundaries and rules behind it. Because people usually do it for fun. That's why I find it's important to have discussions. I wish a lot more people would have talked to me about like consent and stuff when I was younger, because I had no idea what boundaries were. I just knew rules were rules and you'd follow the rules. But I didn't know what consent was. I was just taught following instructions, which is not good to teach. Like, sure, you need to follow instructions to an extent, but you should also learn how to question the rules so that your boundaries won't get crossed. Like, if I want my boundaries to not get crossed when it comes to illness, I'll show up with a hospital bracelet and prove, leave me the fuck alone and I'll tell you when I'm okay. I'll tell you when I'm good. Something I feel like would be really interesting if there was always just an empty shift that anyone could hop in if they asked. Because that way, the schedule that is base would stay, but if there's still a slot that can be filled that you don't know who can fill it, it can be filled randomly each week by whoever wants it first. And if you have a good team, you all know who needs it the most. So that will be how the hierarchy would go, is whoever's in the most need. Also, one of my managers getting jealous of a coworker making more money than her. She worked almost 50 hours that week. She worked 10 hours more than the manager. So maybe even 20 more, because honestly, she worked every single day and almost doubles every single day. Of course, she's gonna make more than a person who works less that week. If you work barely 30 hours, a person who works 50 is gonna make more than you, even if they get paid less. Girl does not know math. And she's a manager. That's really sad, actually. Gabby. Girl, sometimes I judge her a little bit. Because, like, I really highly respect her, but sometimes she says really stupid shit, and I'm just like, damn, do you really not know how math works? It's like, if you want to get paid better, work more. That's how you get paid better. If you want to get better paid for the hours you already work, well, get a different job that pays better. The only way to make more money is to work more or work a better paying job. That's the only two ways to actually earn more money by a lot. You either work absurd hours or you get better paid. But that's a foreign concept to some, apparently. That you need to work. Every so often, I have to reset my camera, and it's really annoying. I'd like it to just record. There is a here. I got the hair. It was really small and almost impossible to see, and it would have been just covered by the beads anyway, but I knew it was there, so I did not want it there. Something I'll always say though is anyone who actually wants the diamond arts that I make, like completed and glued, I will send them to the person for the exact price that I paid for it plus shipping. Because I don't mind shipping these out. Like I text two people privately on like Discord to send them stuff already. What's adding a few more? So I also can easily find the exact price that I paid for these, and I'd probably just choose the discounted price that they show me. Because I always buy them at the discount. I don't pay full price for like anything, but I do check prices. Because I know not everyone has the patience to make a diamond art, and not everyone has the time. But some people really want them anyway. So I would just give the ones that I finished because I can't really do anything with them, and I'm not going to hang them up because I don't have the wall space to hang up all of them. So if I can just give them to people that would enjoy them more than I can, just as like wall art, I fully would accept that. Because then they'd actually get loved more. Because I just like the process of making the diamond arts. The art afterwards, I love it, sure, but I cannot do anything with them. And it upsets me that they can't just be looked at all the time and loved for the effort behind them. If they could be loved continuously, I'd love that for them. I do a lot of research to find out certain. Oh God, there's hair on me. It's on my arm and it's tickling my arm hairs. I did not like that. Sometimes I occasionally trauma dump, and those are the days where I'm just like, I probably shouldn't have said anything. It was the new schedule. I will have to drop my friend's kid off to school every day, but you know what? If I only really have to watch him for like the 30 minutes for her to get home if she leaves at the same time as her kid has to get out of school. then I can still go to work at 4 o'clock. And that is valid. But she's still getting a good amount of hours that way. But I could also get my hours at work, which pays me. Because the money I make from my work, I use that money to pay for my school. I use that money to pay for my art. And also most of my diamond arts, I don't actually pay for them. I get them from events and because I'm the type of person who, if there is a free game that I can just constantly show up to and get points, I will. And I'll only do the free version of it until I win. But also occasionally I do buy things on Temu. I don't do it often. I do it enough to where I have stuff that I like. And it's usually just clothing or accessories for cosplay because it's a hobby that I love and enjoy. But also, a person commented during one of my lives, get a real job. And I'm like, dude, I have a real job. I don't get paid for this. And also, YouTube can be a real job if you get paid for it. But most YouTubers make money from their merch, not from the channel itself. I found that hilarious. I'm like, dude, I just came from work. This is a hobby. Have you never heard of a hobby? I still find it funny when people comment things like that. Because I'm like, you clearly know nothing about why I have this channel. As this channel is technically my form of a diary and yeah, just sharing art. I like sharing my art. I don't really like sharing my face, but I like to cosplay, so it's kind of like a thing. People are bound to see my face anyway. Something to think about is if I had a wedding, I would buy the bridesmaids' dresses I feel like they shouldn't have to buy their own dresses. I like if you're the one choosing to have the wedding and forcing people to wear something, you should pay for it. Maybe that's a cultural thing or a personal preference, but yeah. Because, like, I'd rather them, if they were gonna put money into the wedding, they'd do it for, like, the wedding gifts rather than the outfits that they are forced to wear. Like, when my dad married, my stepmom's the one who bought the bridesmaid dresses. I was one of the bridesmaids, so it was probably gonna happen anyway. But we found three dresses that fit all three of us perfectly that just happened to be in the right size. Luckily, we were all about the same size. But the fact that there was exactly three in the exact shade of purple in a budget store, valid, you know? They were cheap dresses, but they were really nice dresses. I'm pretty sure she returned them too. I mean, I was never going to wear it again. I don't like wearing dresses. I still kind of don't. Don't get me wrong, occasionally wearing a dress is fun, which is why I cosplay, because occasionally I do want to dress up kind of feminine, but on average, I usually just kind of dress like whatever, because it's not that important how I dress. I just want to be comfortable, and dresses aren't very comfortable to me, because I don't like it when my legs touch each other, because my thighs are so thick that I'm just like, eh. And I don't want to waddle. So shorts that go to my knees are preferred. Or formal like attire in a different way. Anyway, peace, love. Have a good day, my fab fans, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.